Hey folks, Dr. Nick and Dr. J from Elevation Spine back here again to give you some more great information. So what we want to talk about is kids' posture. Your kids' posture. The thing that I always go back to with kids' posture is the old Chinese proverb that goes, if the twig is bent, so grows the tree. Kids grow incredibly fast. It's truly a miracle when you think of the life cycle of a human and how their cells divide and multiply and continue to just blossom into adult humans. What we see with kids is, especially now, I mean, we have a viral pandemic, but even before that, we've had a postural pandemic with kids. And we see it in our waiting room all the time, where I'll see kids being kept busy with a smartphone and their heads folded over and they look like a C shape. That is such a damaging thing. We love to care for people, but we don't want to create work. And what this is doing is this is creating work for spine specialists like us, because in my almost 20-year career, never before the last 5 years have I seen such incredibly bad postural distortions in children. It's particularly dangerous when in their formative years, because they form into that shape, and there's some developmental laws that mean if you apply loads to an area wrong, you literally will develop wrong. It's kind of like your mom said, if you make that face too long, it'll stay that way. Dr. J and I were just talking about backpacks, and backpacks with kids should be 10 to 15% of a kid's body weight. So if it's a 100-pound kid, you're talking 15 pounds. I bet you your kid has a way heavier backpack than that. In fact, Dr. J, what was the cool trend when you were a young man? A boy?
Well, first off, my backpack was definitely heavier than 15 pounds. I don't know if I was 100 pounds, I was skinny. But I wasn't really allowed, I mean, culturally, when I grew up, which wasn't terribly long ago, but it wasn't cool to have both backpack straps on. Like, you had to have one. So I'd have 30 pounds of bags, and I'm standing like this, and then we were supposed to cinch them till they were hanging really low. Luckily, I didn't develop anything really terrible in terms of posture, but I ended up seeing Dr. Nick when I was in high school, given these bad postures. And I'm sure backpacks have a big part to do with that. Also, just sitting posture. I mean, my parents were pretty good about it. They'd see me slouching on the couch and remind me to sit up straight. And that's important to do. Like Dr. Nick said, those laws that basically develop or dictate how your bones develop are really important when you're young. Your bones are softer, they're not fully mature. Those growth plates respond to stress, right? So if you're really loading into a flexed position, the front of the vertebral bodies, the front of the spine, will end up basically wedging forward. That's not really fixable once they're fully mature, right? We can do a lot of postural care after that, but in terms of reshaping the bone once it's grown, we can't do much about that. So this is something that you want to pay attention to earlier on than later. And it's not just backpacks, as Dr. Nick pointed out, cell phones, iPads, even just sitting at home watching TV. Make sure that you're relatively upright. This is important.
Get your kids checked, right? You can bring your kids into our office, just give us a call. We'll check their posture at no charge, right? We'd love to do it.